यदा यदा हि धर्मस्य
ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहित प्रज्ञान घन प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्माहमस्मि सोहमस्मि ब्रह्माहमस्मि। ओम प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोत्र वेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। हरि ओम। May the Almighty Shri Lord Venkateshwara bestow all kinds of prosperity, health, wealth and eternal happiness with Paripurna Lakshmi Katakshams to you and the entire your family members and to friends also. Let us begin Bhagavad Gita, verse number 14 of 10th chapter. Arjuna Uvacha सर्वमेतद्रुतं मन्ये यन्मां वदसि केशव नहि ते भगवन् व्यक्तिं विदुर्देवा न दानवाः. From verse number 12, Arjuna is just presenting something. We are not sure whether he is going to ask something or something which he is sharing with Krishna. It seems to be from the verse number 12, he is able to connect with the words which were heard by him. Because when you are able to connect with the words which are very familiar from the childhood, you become amazed. Even it happened in my life in so many times. Just a simple word, punya and papa, the cause of birth which is simply expressed in our scriptures. Nowhere it is said in proper way. Very simply it is said, Ubhabhyam punya papabhyam manushyam labhate vashah. Shubhair apnoti revatvam dukhair narakim tanum. Ubhabhyam punya papabhyam manushyam labhate vashaha. Avashaha manushyam labhate. Just, the simple words, it gives a complete clarity about the whole life. That Rishi says, this human birth is received or achieved beyond our control. It is given. Beyond our control means what? It is given to us. It is given to us according to our karma phala. And though it is given according to our karma phala, we have limited rights, power to manage it, to maintain it. It's a unique device which are provided. We have the control, but we don't have the control. We are breathing. That breathing helps to survive our life, but breath is not in our control. The lungs are always functioning, not in our control. Though the device always comes with me, but we don't know when it will be plucked from others. So all these things have got a kind of account called punya and papa. I'm not saying other religion won't have this kind of assumption or kind of teaching, but the teaching which is established in Sanatana Dharma, it is absolutely complete marvelous. You have to have a guts to accept in the young age. Because the same scripture, it talks about Purushartha. Purushartha means a free will. Till we have this free will, our Vedas introduce Kundali, means astrology. We can predict what is the karma phala have been taken to this janma. At the same time, we can also work upon it. If you want to change, if you want to neutralize, if you want to increase, we can get it done through our free will. You should know how to use the free will to make a proper decision. Now, Arjuna was the person who was very confused when we began in the first chapter. Then, after the completion of 9 chapters, now Arjuna has become very matured. Now he is able to get connect with the knowledge of Sanatana Dharma. As I told in the last session, whether you understand or not, whether you are able to explain the complete meaning of the statue which are situated in the temple or not, just take your children to the temple. Let them see good things. Let them have a kind of perception. That perception will help for them to set a proper life, proper understanding. Even after 50 years, doesn't matter. Because up to the death, there is a chance, those statues, those all rituals which are performed very seriously with complete dedication in our temples, they have an ability, a power to explore to us. The same thing happened to Arjuna. So Arjuna heard lots of words when he was young because he was brought up by a Brahmin. Brahmin means Dronacharya, and even a Mahapurusha called Bhishmacharya and Mahapandita called Viduracharya. So all these people were legendary people. They used to use these words. That's what, all these words he could get connected now even from the scriptures. Therefore, the rituals and the forms of the gods, every forms of the gods, some forms are looking funny. That's what expression from the foreigners. Your gods are looking funny because this Ganapati has got elephant body, but his vehicle is a small, tiny rat. We call it mouse. It looks funny for them, but there is a tattva. So all gross things are based on subtle things. Now they are realizing the things, the Indians, we have to have the proper understanding. They may look funny, they may look strange, they may look unique, but they have their own message to convey to you. Have you heard about Samudra Mathanam? Samudra Mathanam means what? The Milky Ocean was churned by Devas and Danavas, by celestial beings and demons. Were they running the parties, 2 parties, they were competing with each other. So it's a story. That story has loads of message to convey to the humanity. The life is nothing but churning the ocean. Every day is churning. There are good thoughts and bad thoughts, good attitude and bad attitude. So among these, good and bad always churning happens. So first, when you start reading or studying Bhagavad Gita, so you are just increasing the speed of churning. First, poison will come out. You will get irritated because this Krishna's language, it looks so simple but very subtle to realize, because you need to have a proper person to teach you. Otherwise you will get confused. He will say that without any expectation you should keep on working. Everything will be fine. Karman evadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. People will get confused. Therefore, many people, they don't know even there are 18 chapters available in the Bhagavad Gita. They just skip these chapters. This 10th chapter is only blah blah blah. It talks about all God's names, all glories of gods. I need only tattva. 7th chapter is okay. 9th chapter is okay. We just skip 10th and 11th chapter. Even 12th chapter is almost completed by the 7th chapter. We need not to. But they don't know the system of studies. So shloka by shloka, verse by verse, Bhagavan constructing a proper construction which is called a realization. Because human mind has got a kind of weakness. It cannot have the complete concentration more than 11 minutes. A day goes, the understanding also may go. Because every day for us is new experience. The same people, same object, but new experience. The world is changing its phenomenon every day. Therefore, what? We are lost. Almost we are losing ourselves. What I mean to say, so we become, deluded people very easily. We lose the core of understanding. We may, therefore, we need to have 18 chapter to get complete clarity with the proper assimilation. Every verse is very important. Don't leave any verse, because it's a kind of garland. That chain is that yarn, the thread which goes underneath, anusyuti, is very important. Therefore, every verse has to be read, even the questions from Arjuna to be understood. Now Arjuna becomes matured. Now he is able to get connect with Guru, not physically, from his own understanding level. Now Krishna is not found outside. Krishna is found his own understanding level. Now Krishna has penetrated into Arjuna's psychological system. That's what Guru is. When you realize the proper tattva, you can find Guru in you, Ishvara in you, and you in the Ishvara. That's what the glory. Now he says, Sarvam etat ritam manye. It's a self-acceptance. He didn't say this word after 6th chapter. Now just he says after 10th chapter. Because almost with the 11th verse of this 10th chapter been completed. The complete meaning of the 10th chapter is being narrated by Lord Krishna in 7 verses. From verse number 4 to 11. Not even 7 verses. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5 verses. And the 12th verse, which is in the form of the question, that verse, even it's a kind of a message, the continuity of the 11th chapter alone, which comes, the flow comes when Guru stops, Shishya begins. That's what, the identical mind. Both become identical minds. So because they could identify their self, their mind with the content flows from one head to another head. I mean one mind to another mind. The level of understanding, buddhi is able to get connected. The science also meets, scientists, they also get the same thing. I heard, 2 scientists, they invented the same theory long back. Now in the same way, when God stops, Arjuna began with the proper understanding. Now he is on track. He says, so I could feel my buddhi accepts, yes, there is something, there is a meaning, means meaningful meaning is available. Whatever that you said, Keshava, so, hey Bhagavan, now he is, just doing Archana, he is bringing new words in order to kate Lord Krishna. He is not using the word Krishna, now Keshava, Bhagavan, and in previous words also he used all the Nirguna Parabrahma words. Param Brahma Parandhama, Pavitram Param Ambhavan. All these words are from Upanishads. They are not normal words, they are Arupa Ishvara, they indicate Arupa Ishvara. Now he is able to get connected means, so he is elevated completely. Therefore, I also say, just take our children, introduce them about the Sanskritam. So this Sanskritam language is having lots of glories. The language which could bring lots of the secret of all the aspects of the life. Because all the scriptures are established in Sanskrit. If you have the Sanskrit, then you can explore yourself. Of course, you need in the beginning stage, the Guru will just teach how to go about it. Okay? Then he also say, so your glory is not understood even celestial being and even asuras. There we need to get more understanding. Because the understanding is narrated by Lord Krishna only possible with the human mind. I again repeat, not by the celestial being. You should know the example is given in Kenopanishads. Even Lord Indra was not able to, means all other devatas, celestial being, Varuna, Agni, Vayu, and all people, they were not able to realize what the Iksha form is. The story long back I have narrated. So Indra failed, he became a humiliated person. So that we have to be very careful. The human mind, human buddhi, what I mean, has got the capacity of realizing the consciousness. That's what he says. So though those people are not able to understand, because your glory is beyond time and space. But here Arjuna is not saying that human mind can understand. That I have told. Once you have the Ishvara's anugraha, it is possible. That which comes as the Gurur anugraha, that he himself will say in the next verse. Let us read the next verse. Swayam eva atmanatmanam vethatvam purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagatpate. Just he is bringing new names for Lord Krishna, like doing archana. He says Purushottama, Bhuta Bhavana, Bhutesha, Deva Deva, Jagatpati. Bhuta Bhavana means the creator of all the being. So now he is not even talking about Lord is somewhere else. He is vocating Lord Krishna himself as the God. Hey Bhuta Bhavana, so creator of the world. Bhutesha means who is the protector, sustainer of the world. Deva Deva, who is God of all gods. Jagatpati, so who is the captain of all the beings, means all the beings are protected, sustained, and in whom everything is resolved, known as Jagatpati, He Purushottama. The Purushottama word he is using second time, because in the verse number 12 also he used Purusha. Purusha means there he mentioned the supreme consciousness. But Purushottama means Uttama Purushaha. The 15th chapter will give complete narration about it. There he will introduce, there are three kinds of Purushas. Kshara Purushaha, Akshara Purushaha, Uttama Purushaha. That Uttama Purushaha has been rearranged according to the compound, Samas. Therefore, it is known as Uttama Purushaha became Purushottama. Kshara Purusha means material aspects of the creation. Okay, then Akshara Purusha means that intelligent cause, then subtle creations. Material cause and intelligent cause, and the pure consciousness beyond time and space, known as Purushottama. Therefore, Kshara Purushaha, material cause, and Akshara Purushaha, subtle world is caused by intelligent cause. And the third one is, which is substratum of entire Prakriti Tattvam, known as Supreme Consciousness. A Purushottama, you alone know about you completely. Nobody else cannot know. It means what? Only you have the authority, power to give the understanding. Nobody has that capacity. Vaktum arghasya sheshena divyāhyātma vibhūtayah yābhir vibhūtebhir lokan imam tvam vyāpya tishthasi. Only the person who can tell is none other than you. Nobody can narrate or explain about your secrets, because you have taken human birth, but people consider you are also mortal, but which is not true. Who is appeared to be immortal, but who is immortal? Who is even not immortal? Immortal is not the word. Who is even not manifested at all, completely unmanifested. not even completely unmanifested, who is beyond manifestation, unmanifestation, because Maya is unmanifested form, still it exists with Prakriti Tattva. Therefore, so these words, it may little bit, too much for you, but don't lose your confidence. Just he says, so Atma Vibhotayaha, Divya Atma Vibhotayaha, Yabihi Vibhotibihi Lokan Imam Tvam Vyapya Tishtati. By which glory you are existing, means you are pervaded this entire creation. It is very subtle and difficult to narrate. Only you will be able to do it. That I am able to accept now. Because Ishvara alone will give the capacity to realize, otherwise realization won't take place. So that Arjuna is very clearly pointed out. So you are the switchboard from where realization begins. Katham vidyamaham yogin tvam sada parichintayan keshu keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavanmaya. Now he comes to the point. Now just he wants to hear more about his Swarupa, his glory, his yoga and Aishwara Mahima. So that's what he's, So Pashyame Yogam Aishwaram, that is completely unique, suspense, secret, because this Maya, Karim, Ishvara and Maya both together make the show. Every minute is created as the stage of the drama. Every second is created. The time is created, space is created, all the forms are created only to give the enjoyments which were earned by us in the form of karma phala. That's what he just, Arjuna has become so intelligent, very intelligent to put the questions, but with a proper understanding in order to let Krishna know that I am on track, Krishna, but I need more clarity. Wow. Which the way he has presented the question, it seems to be he has improved a lot. Katham aham vidyam. Okay, so how may I get to know? How may I become very clear with that aspects, yoga aspects and Aishvara aspects? Because both are seems to be very subtle to understand. Because he is just asking the question about how the food is digested. So when you have the food, it is digested. The digestion kept beyond our understanding. A baby is, it grows. That growth is kept beyond our understanding. Though we have all kinds of equipments to observe the growth of the child, you can observe only the modifications. You cannot observe the cause which gives a different feature with every single child. That is the secret. Fruit, when it is just getting a completeness, is kept secret. It is ripe, kept secret. Every fruit has got uniqueness. The same tree may produce different varieties of the taste of the fruits, kept a secret. So every tree is nourished, kept a secret. All this secret is known as Yogam Aishwaram. The next minute is kept as the secret Vishaya to us. Everything is kept secret. The last birth is kept secret. The future birth which we are going to have is kept as the secret. Now the Arjuna's effort to become aware about those sources. So that is very subtle. And also he wants to know, he also a part of God. Till now that is the understanding of Arjuna. Because when everything is nothing but God, I am also God, I am also part of God. That is what the understanding. But in the last understanding, there is no world at all, there is only one God. So that becomes later, but now I'm also part of God. So if he narrates the Yogam Aishwaram, so I can also feel from my standpoint, that's what the expectation of Arjuna. It is, beyond our beginners' understanding, but we have to go along with Arjuna and Krishna, then easily can be understandable this. He says, Keshu Keshu cha bhavyeshu chintyaha maya asi. Oh God, so let me know through which form, whatever the form, you are reliable to think from my buddhi, by or with my understanding level. It's a simple understanding, Instead of asking, how can I understand you? He says, in whatever the form, see, that becomes easy for me to understand about your glories. The yogis also, and also he brings one more point. Yogin. So Krishna is yogi because he has got yogatvam, that yogam aishwaram. Therefore he vocates yogi. Krishna is a great yogi. So when he was born, he was yogi. When he was just, playing with flutes and playing with all gopikas, so that time also he was endowed with yoga. So therefore completely Krishna is a great yogi, no doubt in that. That was the question from verse number 17. We will go to verse number 18. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhotim cha janardana bhoyah kathaya triptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam. He just concludes his questions with the verse number 18. Just he says, Vistarena Atmanaha Yogam cha Vibhutin cha Bhuyah Kathaya. Please, can you narrate again elaborately? Now you see, so he has given in 5 verses. It is not enough for Arjuna, but he is not openly telling that only 5 verses is not enough for me. So some understanding is lacking in me. No. He puts it in a proper positive way. Now he says, Vistarena, elaborately can you explain whatever the mahimas and yoga, vibhuti means mahimas and yoga from you. Triptirhi shranvato nasti me amritam. By listening that I may get complete satisfaction. Because while listening your glory, I feel complete satisfaction. That is what in the form of Bhagavatam. So when you listen to Bhagavatam, every story, they are not stories, they are life. You can just realize the glory of Lord Krishna himself. Therefore Bhagavata is to be studied after studying Bhagavad Gita. You can enjoy every line of it because there are innumerable verses. You can just enjoy with all the incidents and stories which are narrated by Bhagavatam. But you have to be informed first before that. That's what these Puranas will help to assimilate Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita will explore the glory of those stories. It will bring more clarity and understanding and enjoyment. You can relive with a complete knowledge. That's what the proper use is. After studying Bhagavad Gita, if you study Puranas, you can relive your life completely with Ishvara. That is, it because when you watch a movie, we relive. I'm using relive, means we live, but that hero who enacted, the villain who enacted, the co-actors and actors who lived in the past, we relive while telecasting, while watching. In the same way, when you just go through Puranas, means Bhagavata, you relive with Krishna. That reliving with Krishna becomes the real living. That's what the glory of Bhagavatam. That's what he says. Just I would like to elaborately here again. That's what my wish. Krishna. Then the next words from the Krishna. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Hantate Kathayishyami Divya Hyatma Vibhutayah Pradhanyatah Kuru Shreshtha Nastyanto Vistarasyami. Now Bhagavan Krishna brings Pratignya Shlokam. He just assures. Anta means, it's like, when you kid with the kids. Hanta means, oh boy, just definitely, surely, Kathayishyami. I will narrate. Definitely I will explain. Divya Atma Vibhutayaha. All the glories of mine will be explored. Pradhanyataha Kuru Shreshtha Antaha Vistarasya Mena. That we will continue with from next episode tomorrow. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namo Namaha. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.